G'day all, and welcome back to AFL SuperCoach for my round 12 review. Scored the 1,776 this past round, which had me at the top 13%. In terms of overall rank change, just about 2,000 spots up, so we're going the right direction, which is good. 6 out of 7 league wins, which is good, and trades available 13. I'll get into the team now. Oh, yeah, winner, chicken dinner. Fantastic. All right, let's zoom out. Alrighty, let's go line by line. All right, so Sinclair. Sinclair, 128. Been just absolutely unreal and consistent. Loving Sinclair's output. Thank you, Sinclair. Reliable. Whitfield apologies. No, not by. He scored 90. My bad. He scored 90. And their buy is this week, not last week. Whitfield was a touch and go as it relates to I think it was a hamstring awareness during the week. So glad that he played. 97 from Roberts. Was expecting more given the Redmond out and West Coast matchup. Having said that, he was tagged a fair bit by Milan Murdoch and getting in his grill, and he was getting quite upset. Murdoch is a really impressive first-year player doing jobs for West Coast. So, yeah, Roberts, unfortunately, we bought him at a premium. I think it was about 580, 590 when he was pumping out 140s and whatnot. But yeah, not to be since still giving premium scores, but not uber premium scores, if that makes sense. Geordie Clark, 103. Loving the ton from Geordie Clark. When was the last time he scored 100? Let's give this a quick suss. Last time he scored 100 was round 6. So fucking half the season ago. Anyway, Houston, 94. Got to take that from Houston. Anything above 90 for Houston is always a win. Now, I had... who was it? I think it was Bustlinger. I had Bustlinger on my bench. And I started to observe, the scores on... it was Thursday, Friday. And my projector was just dropping as the games went. And I'm like... Do I trade from the perspective that firstly, it would have been... It's probably someone not in my considerations, I guess. Blakey was never in my considerations, but the score and rank change from not trading and trading, I sort of equate... I thought Blakey was going to go a lot bigger than what he did, being a 99. I thought he was going to get 120, 130, maybe 140 against Richmond, especially with Mills being out as well. And I'm like... I have to take that, plus also the fact that on round 15 when Sydney are off, I'm pretty well stocked that week, so can take additional buy player. Anyway, try to do the mathematics in my head, and I'm like, considering I've had such low scorers in my team thus far on the Thursday and the Friday, if I can get a leg up, and I'm like, well, when am I going to make up 100 to 150 points? Let's call it 100 points. When am I going to be able to make up 100 points on other people that I'm being ranked against, plus as well as, just generally speaking, getting 100 points, it's going to be hard to make up. And then also, at least I'm upgrading to a premium. And my defense is now complete. I say complete in broke quotation marks because I don't really consider Houston and Clark as primos, but I think I'm stuck with them for the season now. And that's just the way the cookie crumbles. Anyway, moving along, Heaney dog, mate. Boy, am I glad I kept this dude when he had his 1 week injury. 173 against the Tigs. This is what you want from a captain, especially on buy rounds. You want ceiling. How many is his ownership for Heaney now? 14% of teams. So, yeah, not that many, but I'm a happy owner and really grateful to have put him in my VC, 173 times that by 2. Happy days. Nick Dacos, 111. Awesome. Finn Callahan. This is why we wanted Finn. unreal. Loving this from Finn, and hopefully more of this to come. Walsh played really well actually against Geelong. Had he got a goal or two, there was some really close scores there in terms of behinds. But nonetheless, 104. Take that. Rechko, a bit of a down game, 43, but been so good this season. Can't really fault him for having a down game. Coming, pretty good score by him, and his price continues to tick over. So happy we held him. Anderson, I think his break even's now 33, getting up there, but I'll watch this space for him. At least he's playing after a couple of weeks out of the team, I believe. Ison, 42, bit lower than his last two scores, but at the end of the day, it was against Geelong, and he's a rookie. So Butters, LDU, all off. Grundy managed. Fuck. Grundy managed. So I brought in Grundy 2 rounds ago for a 95 against Geelong at, I don't know what his price was, 680, 690 something, and then managed. That's Supercoach for you, right? You know, if I could turn back the hands of time, I'd probably get Darcy Cameron or someone else and save 200k. And now, as I get it through to the video, as I progress this forward, you know, you'll start to see I'm starting to get strapped for cash, starting to get strapped for trades. Anyway, Gorney, 118, absolutely take that. So good to see him solo rucking as well. Cherry had the bye, Sheasel had the bye. Flanders, unfortunate injury for Stupid Sexy Flanders. Gonna have to trade him. He'll probably, at this stage, be my only trade this week. I'll get into that in a minute. But yeah, so sad to see him go down, not only for St Kilda, but also for him as a player. Not what you want for your first, any year to be fair, but in your first year at your new club. Sucks for Saints fans as well. But you're getting those back soon, those Saints fans. But yeah, appreciating. Doesn't make Flanders' position any easier. Situation any easier. Still unfortunate. Pickett, down game from him. He's been, out of form, if I could say that. Let's suss his last couple of scores. 65, 60, 103, 74. Yikes. What's that? A 3-round average? It'll be like 80 or something. Yep, 79. If you don't have him, good price. What's his break even? 98. Yeah, you should get that, especially against Collingwood. I don't think they tag for the most part. Henry, Jesus, what a fail pick. Not going to even spend much time on that. Reedy wasn't playing. Banfield, rookie score is what it is. Hopefully he can bounce back. Track, not playing. Bye. Dobson not playing because bye plus also not good enough. And Edwards, geez, this one stings because Edwards was meant to be a cash generator for us, and he's really stunted that cash growth now. 55. What's his last couple of scores? His last couple of scores haven't been that bad. It's just the 19. Yeah. Yikes. Slow burn. It's just not helping us at all getting cash. Anyway, so let's have a bit of a play around with the team, shall we? So Blakey goes on for Whitfield. Butters goes on for Cumming. LDU goes on for Rechko. And let's get Edwards back to defense. And I do that via ZZ. And then ZZ swaps. Oh, here we go. ZZ swaps with Grundy, where Grundy was in flex. It doesn't really matter where I put Gorn, Cherry, Grundy, but for some reason I like it better that way. Maybe because Grundy's the imposter. He just arrived and he goes in flex, doesn't get a ruck spot. Hopefully he comes good. Anyway, and track on, is he on the bye here? No, but Banfield, apologies, Reedy's not playing, so let's just do that. Okay. Take the E off Whitfield and put on Edwards. I think Edwards will be playing. Dirksen is not playing. Dirksen make it name TBC. Okay. What to do this week? So, Flanders has to go. And that is, without a doubt, Flanders has to go. He's got a season-ending injury. What are people doing? Bailey McDonald, probably that main trade-in on the bubble. Don't know about job security, but if you're going to go to someone to downgrade someone, why not? Matty Rowell, great price for Matty Rowell. He's health-wise has had a really up and down year health-wise, but scoring potential's there. We know how he came home hard last year. Wilkie, Horn Francis, Harry Cole. Harry Cole, would not buy into Harry Cole on the one game. It's just the one game. What did he score? 65. Def mid, sort of get it. But what are you going to do if he gets dropped next week? Yeah, you have to take these chances. Rechko's being traded out by a fair bit of teams. Get it? Given the money on his head, but at the same time, probably has a little bit more to make. But at the end of the day, if you get an upgrade, then get it. Okay, so for me, I'm looking at Flanders out, obviously. So Flanders out. Make this a bit smaller. Sort by average. Now, you will recall my buy planning. If I can make this smaller. Yeah, my buy planning notes. Let me bring me down. Okay. So, defenders are done. So let's just get rid of that. Defenders are done. The rest will be just lucky trades. Lucky trades. That will be lucky. Luxury trades. So I currently now have a round 15 buy here. So I'll add a 4. Now, 4 upgrades for 13 trades is still factually correct. Let me just pop this. Let me do these trades first, and I'll come back to that screen. So, the way I'm seeing my options at the moment is it would be Sanders, Touk, or Jason Horne-Francis. Sanders, Touk, Jason Horne-Francis. Now, if I go and refer to my buy planning, let me bring me back down. Sorry, I hope to give you a fucking headache, me going up and down. So, Horne-Francis had the buy. So, big tick for him as it relates to his value. I put Ross there. I've got cold feet on Ross, not just because of the game that he just had, but he's on the buy now. Why would I trade him in now? So I'm happy to keep him there just for a name. I'm going to put Touk. Add Touk. Just, again, coming off the buy, such good value as it relates to that because you're going to be playing through the buys. Horne-Francis is cheaper. The way I see it, I've already got 5 on the round 16 buy now. Mind you, if I trade out Flanders, that's going to drop down to 4, which is good. So I'll do that right now because he's definitely going. And 12's done. Now, the principal idea is trade in primos that are coming off the buy. And keep doing that. And by the time you get out around 17 or around 16, you got a full team of primos. It's a great idea in principle if it works. For me, I'm going to trade in the Horny Man. I just like, so it's really for me, because I've just called out the round 16 buy. I don't want to trade more into the round 16 buy. Whilst I could, I don't want to. It's not my preference. I want to be trading in players off the buy. So, where does this leave my team? So, Sheasel, Truck, Pickett, Horne-Francis. I got 4 forwards. I'm still in a position where I need 2 more forwards. You'll recall from my last video, if you watched it, I'm saying unless there's exceptional service, I'm going to tank the last two forwards. What I mean by tank, I don't mean I'm not even going to upgrade them. I just mean that I'm going to upgrade them last because they're theoretically the lowest scoring players in my team. Now, why just the one trade? And I'm going down to 12. Why just the one trade? The way I see it, Rechko probably still has a little bit more money to make. Cumming definitely has more money to make. Anderson has more money to make. Ison has more money to make. Banfield more money. Henry more money. You get my drift. Edwards, Dirksen if he gets named. So I'm wanting to squeeze out as much money as I possibly can from these players before I start to upgrade further. If I just get one more week of cash gen, Ison goes up a bit more. Anderson goes up a bit more. I've just gone through the names already. I'm not going to do it again. The way I see it is 12 upgrades 12 trades, for upgrades. Someone else get injured this week as well. And why would I jump at Shadows in the round 13 buy? Am I struggling to field players this week? No. Am I struggling to field primos this week? No. It's almost like a usual week of SuperCoach in that the only difference, I'm going to have 4 players drop off. Which 4 players are going to drop off? It's going to be Banfield, Henry, Ison, Anderson, and Edwards. And pick the best out of those guys. They'll probably stay, but then you also have the flex. So arguably speaking, I've got 23 players. I don't know if my maths is correct on that because I got Finn obviously off as well. The point I'm trying to make is either Edwards, Anderson, Ison, Banfield, Henry, even if hopefully they'll get named. Even if they don't, I'm not really that fast. I currently have one player as it stands from this not playing, which is Callahan. If a couple people get dropped, so be it. I expect to get an unreal score this week. Why? Because I have so many primos playing. I have all 3 rucks playing. Hopefully Grundy's not ruck sharing. I can pick whichever captain and vice captain I want, pretty much, for the week. And I should be cooking this week. There's no need to panic this week. If I look ahead to next week, round 14, I've got Dacos off, Walsh. I'm just going to count premiums. Dacos, Walsh, Houston, Clark. Whitfield comes back on for one of these boys. The 2 Richmond boys come back on. And again, same position as it relates to dropping 4 players off being a best 18 round. Or dropping off 5. So I think the name of the game at the moment, even though I would love to be upgrading each week, is just hold fire. Take it easy. Take a breath. Look at the buy planner. Just take a chill pill. That's at least for this week. That's the name of the game for me. Just take a chill pill. Now, will Jason Horne-Francis turn to Took? Maybe. Will he turn to Sanders? Unlikely. Will I make more moves? Probably not. I don't think Dyson Sharp's that far away as well. I'm hoping to keep Sharp because I think the current profile of Essendon in the next 1 to 2 rounds, if he's healthy, I reckon he gets a game. Starts that cash gen again. What's his break even? Break even's -3. So, yeah. Just let that cash gen build, and away we go. Yes, if Edwards gets dropped or Banfield or Henry gets dropped, whatever, yeah, probably dropping down to a 99k. And the thing is, you want to wait for these mid-season rookies to get named, and then they'll all be 99k as far as I'm aware. Let's search that. Let's search Artemis for Bombers. Yeah, 99k. So much easier for a 99k player to make cash. Also, in addition to that, you make the most cash going from a downgrade to a 99k player. So as soon as start these mid-season players start getting named, if I was to drop arguably Edwards to Artemis, that's quick maths, 108k, 107k, whatever it is. And then you start building on this cash. So I've got 120 grand left over. I could technically go, if I wanted to, which I'm not going to, but I could do it, coming down to a 99k rookie and then Rech go up to, say, Rail. Then I'm left with 10 trades, 3 upgrades. I'm just going to hold fire. Let the cash build. Let the cash build. There'll always be another premium at a better price. And whatever the premium is at that time to buy, happy days, I'll buy them. So that's it for this video, guys. In terms of actually, if I'll go onto captains quickly. Again, we can choose pretty much anyone because of the buys and having Finn or whoever else I want there to be the loop. Who do I want? Sydney against the Saints. I don't know how midfielders go against the Saints, to be fair. Thinking about Heaney. Cherry against Jackson. Wouldn't have thought so. Sydney, double rucks, St Kilda. Wouldn't have thought so for Grundy. Max Gawn's an interesting one. I don't mind the rolling into Gawn. And to be fair, the Neil Danaher game, or the Fight MND game, Big Freeze, I would think that Max Gawn goes ballistic. To get his team over the line, he's like one of those captains that just, when it puts the team on his back. Got the Fight MND beanie on. Rest in peace, Neil. Amazing how he kept fighting for 10 years and the market he's left. What a legacy. Pretty inspirational stuff, to say the least. So perhaps we go Maxi Gawn C, especially if Heath is not named. I don't think Cameron is a good tap ruckman. No, I know he definitely isn't a good tap ruckman by way of AFL standards. So Gawn would have his way with Cameron in the hit-out department. I like that. In terms of VC, for some reason I like Butters against West Coast. Has he maybe had a big score against them before or recently? Not really. Round 18 one is a lot better. I like the Heaney into Gawn. Maybe recency bias on Heaney, but still. St Kilda do tag though. Like whether it's Garcia or whether it's what's the other one? Forgetting his name. Winhager. Or should I back in one of the big boys? Anyway, I think I'll line up as Heaney into Gawn or Butters into Gawn. And I think I'll just keep the one trade for this week. That's me, guys, for this week. Hope you go well at your end. And catch you next one. Cheers.